Big up open-minded, big up elder. Just trying to get this joint correctly, this joint playing. I don't know why. This is why I don't like these digital things. Well, thank you very much, elder. I'm just... Okay, let me see. Switch. Okay, I'm just working a bit more on this today. Just doing a little more shaving. You know, a little more shaving I'm doing, you know. I want to make sure this is okay. Big up open-minded, big up elder. Yeah, I'm just working on this. Forcing myself to try to finish by Friday. But maybe not. Thank you very much, elder. I appreciate it. Nah, don't. Well, that's the thing anyway. Let's see. I would rather, you know, teach people something that's creative, like, than come on here and be talking like crazy. To me, sometimes I wouldn't say I wouldn't get why people do it, because a lot of people want attention in this world, and it's sad, you know, because people want to bring attention to themselves, but they don't want to bring attention to real topics and real situations in life, you know. So I have a problem with that when it comes to people. You know, you want to bring attention to yourself, but not attention to real things that's going on in life that's really hurting people, you know. And every day that I have understanding, I try, like, let me see, how could I put this? I try my best to make anybody better that's going through something, because everybody is going through something, and many people are going through something that you don't know, you know. And This is why I don't like ungrateful people. I don't like people that don't appreciate things, because we have so much problems in the world. The world crying enough. And that's why I don't care when people think they bad. You think you a gangster. You think you a thug. I don't care about none of that. I never cared about none of that. Even like growing up in New York City, of certain things, like I didn't care about that, because some people will always say, why do you use colors? Because that's what people use, and that's the only way human beings will understand and overstand what's really going on. You know, because if you just say souls or humans, people are confused as it is when you explain things to them correctly. You know, like, it's just like for people, they want to know, oh, why do people hurt each other? Well, people hurt each other because people didn't teach people not to hurt each other, and people hurt each other because some people, it's not that they don't know better, that's all they was taught, is to hurt humans. And this is why I say, like, some people may look at certain things as, I want to be mad at this president, or I want to be mad at this mayor, or I want to be mad at this governor. You should be mad at all of them. Because if the people in a country, land, or island, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to always continue to say this. If the people, hold on. Bless up, King. Bless up. Thank you very much, Elder, for being in the building. If the people are not okay, whether it's an island, a country, a land, or whatever we want to call it, I always say this. If the people are not okay, who cares about the country? Who cares about the land? Okay, because if you want a bridge to be built, right? You're going to need people to control machines. You're going to need people to build the bridge. So when you look at a bridge being built in China, or a bridge being built in Canada or America or Jamaica, I always want the people to remember this. They need us. They need people to create structures. They need people to create things. Now, if they don't have people creating things, where are these things being created at, and how are these things being created? Because from anything that we call creation, you need a human being, okay? You need a human being, especially when you talk about something that's a structure. Don't try to be politically correct or say, oh, when you talk about anything creating, no. Because if I really want to just throw a monkey wrench in it, for example, birds, they create their own nests. Some people nowadays, they make bird houses, they make bird box, but birds create their own bird nests, certain birds. When you look at certain animals, they create their own stuff outside in the wild, as we call it. And since I'm hitting on that, let me hit on this, where I don't like when we call animals wild, and humans don't even have more common sense than animals. You know, because it always tricks me out when we want to call. Every time I heard humans call animals, I said, that's the craziness with us as humans. Like, we could do some of the most malicious, crazy, psychotic things in this world/universe. But we will throw a monkey wrench and we will put the blame on something else instead of putting the blame on us. You know, like, because I had to come to the realization about this yesterday and today. Because today, I went on Marlene's page and I was listening to her live. And shout out to Marlene, big up to Marlene, bless you. And she said something where, I'm going to paraphrase, but we all know this. Yeah, I'm going to paraphrase. Now, some people would do many different things to get you mad or agitate you, get you upset. And it's on us whether we get triggered or not. Now, I am not saying this for anybody to look at me in any shape or any form as, oh, you're a tough guy, or that's tough, or you're gangster, or that's thuggish. Because no, I am not explaining this for no glorification. Okay. Now, I remember all my life, I wouldn't say I struggled with this, but it's one of my crutches. I don't like BS. And I used to be short fused where I snap quick and my temper, it's very, I will just put it to you like this. I don't like the old way I used to think, and I don't like the old way I used to do certain things. And with saying that, that's not saying that I was an animal. To be completely correct and honest, it's just that certain things in this world I'm not going to go for by any human standards at all. I don't care who it is. Okay? And with that, people don't like you to be firm. People don't like you to be stern. People don't like you to have a backbone. People don't like you to stand for something. Now, as 2021, 4 years ago, I remember that I had a conversation with my brother and my boy cousin and a couple of other people. But my brother and my boy cousin mainly, I was telling them I'm going to really, spit some of this stuff on YouTube. I'm going to try to really help people in the world on YouTube. I'm going to really try. So, as I always say in my lives, I told my big brother, I was like, I can't be living outside and then come on the internet and portray something different. Because whether you like it or not, what you living before you press that live button or go live is still the same life, okay? So I don't get where I see some people say this is just a character. No, it's not a character, okay? Because if you could just press a button, right, on a cell phone and you could turn into a new person, I always ask myself, who are you? What are you? And where did you come from? Because I don't see myself if I press stop right now, I turn into a new Delvin. No. It's still the same thing. And this is why I always say I don't like fake stuff. Okay? And I'm going to get to where we have to learn ourselves. Because sometimes you'll study something or you'll study somebody else more than you're studying you. Now, I remember, as I just said, a little while ago, talking to my brother and my boy cousin in 2021 and telling them I'm going to come on the internet and give some of Delvin, He said, no problem. But I remember my brother told me, and he still tell me till this day. Hold on. Bless up, Tina Marie. Bless up, man. Much love. Oh no, well, see, when people call you aggressive or aggression like that, I learned that those are very much devilish people, and I will break that down into many different parts because this is why I'm going to break it down right now, actually. Like, I learned that, as I said, I grew up with a temper and an anger of nonsense, and I guess that's just how the universe fixed me. So certain things I just don't go for. I don't go for. And for people to go for certain things and just let it slide, please don't do that. You have to stop things right there in their tracks. Okay. Now I'm going to explain to you where some of us sometimes it's not about controlling your anger, and I'm going to build upon of what Marlene was saying in her life. Now, it's easy for us to walk away. For some people, it's easy and hard to do. I'm going to be totally honest to you. Growing up, it was hard for me to walk away from stuff like that, of somebody talking trash or somebody doing something that's unpleasant. Now, we live in a world where, as I say every day and all the time, this world is on crutches and this world is crying. Okay? 2 C's. Now, you see millions of people on this earth around the world suffering. And it's not from their own behalf. And this is why I always tell people, don't ever think that you created a problem that you're going through. No, don't do that. Don't do that, because it has many people in this world that is dealing with things, and the world has no idea what they're dealing with. But the world will always have an opinion of how you're dealing with it, even if the world doesn't know what you're going through. Now, watch me build. Okay. As I'm paraphrasing from Marlene Page's Somebody Get You Mad, it's on us whether we stay there and engage or we walk away. Now, many people that have an adult mind state, and you are an adult already, you don't have time for nonsense. You don't have time to be playing with people that are so-called adults but acting like children or infants. You don't got time for that. None of us have time for that. And you shouldn't have time for that anyway. Do not play with little kids. Okay. We have to understand, right, that some people's minds are not wired correctly. What do you mean by that? Now, I don't care how people take this, but you got to take it and you need it. Some people, mother and father wasn't sugar, honey, iced tea. So their kids is not going to be sugar, honey, iced tea. Some people, mother and father raised them to be garbage. So some people grew up to be garbage. Okay? Let's stop playing these games of, oh, let's talk nice or let's be... No. Because for a major example, did YouTube really just kick me off of my own live just now? Wow. Okay. I could get that. I get it. But we still gonna cook the same way. It ain't nothing changed. Okay. Now, Okay. YouTube just kicked me off and it just. What the. Well, Elder and Tina Marie, thank you for still being here. I don't know why this thing just kicked me off and then I just came back, but it's resuming. Okay, now, some people that are over 18 and 21, I always want people to remember, just because somebody is over 18 or 21 of what we classify as an adult in America, this is a hard pill for many people to swallow. Do not think that they're adults, okay? Because thank you very much, Tina Marie, and I'm sorry for that discombobulation, and I'm sorry. Just excuse me. Now, some people, just because you're over the age of 18 or 21, and this is America mostly we are talking about, some people think they're grown. Some people think they're adults. Okay, now, you have people that's over the age of 21 and over the age of 18, over the age of 30, but still go on like little kids, little infants, little babies. And I will speak for myself personally. When I see people that's over the age of 18, 21, or even 30 years old and acting like little kids, I don't like stuff like that. I don't get along with stuff like that. Some people will be saying, oh, that, no. We live in a world where a lot of us let things get out of hand by walking away. But as I said, you are supposed to stop stuff in their tracks soon as it starts. Now, I'm going to give you a little reasoning, and I'm going to give you a little something of where we have to learn that to be our best selves, because as I said, I was talking to my brother and my cousin about coming on this YouTube and giving people positive stuff, motivation, and helping somebody out, because that's just in me, okay? And when you do that, right, we live in a world where this is where I'm going to get to, okay? And this is the part that I really want people to get, but I want the good soul people to get this, not the dirty hearted people, okay? Because I want you really to get this, people. Because the world has been living and moving, how we say America runs on Duncan. Well, this world that we live in has been running on manipulation. It's been running on games. It's been running on tricks. It's been running on lies. It's been running on deception. Okay? And the sad thing is, when you talk about truth, right? Or when you talk about something that people don't like, ooh, you done open a can of worms, you done open a can of snakes, and you done put a lizard on somebody's shoulder. Now, people probably saying, damn, Delvin, why would you put all of that like that? Or why would you say that? You know why? I'm going to explain right now. Okay. Long as I can remember, right? My mother is a brown-skinned woman. My father is a brown-skinned man. Long as I could remember, I never seen nothing of not loving to be black or not loving to be a melanated male. I don't know what it is not to love my melanate. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is to not love my melanin. Okay? I'm going to always ride on it, and I'm going to always love it. Now, with you loving your melanin, you may know that it's people in this world, they're not going to too much like that. So I remember being a teenager growing up, and I went talking black power all around, no matter who you was, don't matter who it is. I used to think I was Mr. Black Power #1. I used to think that nobody could kick it better than me. Like, Man, I don't know. To be honest with you, I maybe was right. I maybe was wrong of thinking like that. Of nobody gonna spit it out like me. But my point is, you will see whether you're right or wrong. You will see how certain enemies are being created. Now, in my lifetime, with me speaking, whether it's black power or whether it's enlightening people or whether it's opening people's eyes, I watch people be disgruntled. I watch people really hate me speaking, and some people that hate people speaking like that, some people will shut down or they would buckle. Me? Mm-mm. I'm not gonna buckle. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep on going 400 miles per hour straight at the world. Because the sad thing is, and I'm just gonna make this example to show you how sick the world is. Now, whatever happened before 1776 or 1865, you can write these dates down and you can look these dates up and see what happened, not in a certain place, but see what happened on Earth. Okay? In 1776 and 1865. See, you will think that this is American history, but no. What happens in America is world history, because if you take 2,000 years ago, we never had a place called America. But when the people that call themselves forefathers of this so-called place called America, when they came and did all of the crazy things they wanted to do to the Native Americans, they changed the name, they changed the structures, they changed cultures, and we are the people that's living right now in this modern day place called the United States of America. But no, none of us think about the Native Indians, where if the natives speak or anybody else speak about what went on, a lot of people have a problem with that. And the main people that have a problem with that is Caucasian males. I must say it again. If you have a problem, because I don't care. I want you to have a problem, because you're going to have a problem whether I said this or not. Caucasian males. Okay. In this universe that we live in, right? They are some of the most insecure creatures that was ever created. And that's just plain and simple. Okay, because they look at it. Let me see. Where's $2? They look at the money and the materialistic things that they create with making people buy stuff with money. They look at that as life. Let me tell you something, people. That could never be life at all. Okay, because I always used to tell people this, and people are still telling people this till this day. Before religion ever came into this world had energy and spirituality. I'm going to say it again. Okay. Before humans ever picked up something you call religion, you had spirituality and energy in this universe. So when you fix yourself to think, and get offended, people, to think that religion created life, you are foolish, okay? And I will call you foolish, because the thing is, you have no beginning of knowing where religion came from, but you are so sure to tell somebody, follow Christianity, follow Islam, or follow Catholic or follow any other religion out there that they have the people under, not over. Because the thing is, in this life that we are living, you are supposed to evolve and you are supposed to elevate. But the sad thing is, people know when they created religion to throw upon people and enslave people, because religion is a form of slavery as well. Oh, say it. Okay, I'm gonna read Tina Marie's comment that she wrote because it's very much true. Okay, that's why my ancestor did dances barefoot, because of the energy they created. Now, they got shoes, they got slippers, they got sandals, you got Jordans, Balenciagas, all these things. We got socks, stockings. Now, when our ancestors, as she just said, was being one with the universe, they didn't like that. That's why they came up with certain things of saying certain African cultures, they worship the sun, they worship the moon, they worship the cows. So what are you people worshiping nowadays with no hold behind it? Huh? Huh? You said that these people worship the sun of when you used to call our African elders and ancestors sun worshippers. But the thing is, in your churches, in your mosques, in your temples, you got the sun symbolism all around. So who are you trying to trick? Who are you trying to fool? When you use the symbolism, but you don't really want to tell the people the truth. Because if you have to tell the people the truth, right, you are opening their eyes. You are opening their minds. You are making their souls lift up. But the thing is, they keep you down with certain things of, you got to pay your bills. You got to pay a card note. You got to pay a cell phone. God didn't create no car. God didn't create a cell phone. God didn't create a car note. God didn't make gasoline, diesel. God didn't create bridges where people work. What is it? You work 40 hours a week. God didn't create that. Man created things to enslave men. Okay? Or if you want me to put it on a better scale, humankind, because I don't believe in mankind. I don't even like that word, mankind. Okay, because that's just to show you how sick the Caucasian male was when they made certain things you call the dictionary. Okay, because you thinking that stuff like the dictionary, and I don't care if you get offended, the Bible came from God. No, no, no. No, no. Because if this came from God, right? Or should I say, because they get offended, if this came from their God, we would all be suffering. But if it came from a God of the universe, or almighty provider of the universe, we wouldn't have poor people. But poor people was created so so-called rich people could look down on people. When has it come correct for human beings to put themselves in categories and then look down on other human beings? What are we talking about? So when you think, and this is why I always say I don't respect celebrities. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Latino. I don't respect celebrities. Because if you think you better than people like Open-Minded or Tina Marie or me right now, what makes you better than me? What makes you better than Open-Minded? What makes you better than Tina Marie? Oh, I get it. I get it. Your money puts you in a category where it doesn't put me, Open-Minded, and Tina Marie in the same category, because they are something what the world want to call a celebrity, a superstar, But I'm thinking, right? Why would you call these people celebrities? Why would you call these people superstars? Why would you call these people icons? Why would you call these people legends? Because I'm thinking, right? All these stuff that you call people, this is what we're supposed to call the Almighty Creator. And I'm not going to put no name on it. I'm just going to leave it right there as the Almighty Creator. And I'm not saying whether it's a girl or a boy. And this is the argument and confusion that they put in life, to make an argument and make everything a situation in war. Because I remember when I was a kid growing up, and I wanted to have beef with everybody that did something wrong to black people. And then when I thought about it, I remember when I was going through my fight of trying to defend black people. You want to hear one of the funniest jokes of all my life? The same people that I was defending was the same people that attacked me. So when I seen that, right, I said, hold on, this is deeper than something we call color or pigmentation or foundation, not makeup or not flat ground. I am talking about the foundation of your skin. When I had to really realize that, it didn't make me put hate in my heart towards my own people. It made me really realize that who you fighting for may never fight for you. Okay, because I said this the other day in one of my lives, and I never play the Oreo cookie. Okay, I don't play the Oreo cookie. And what I mean by Oreo cookie, of people are saying, oh, this is a black thing. Oh, this is a white world. So what happened to the Chinese? What happened to the Indians? What happened to the Latino people? So it's like the confusion and the black and white game. No. Okay? Like, do not. That is one of the biggest scams and biggest schemes they ever put on people, is this black and white game. Okay? But it's to show you, as I always said when I study, it's to show you how dirty the human race is. Because if a whole bunch of Caucasian people, right, enslaved a whole bunch of melanated people, it really make me think that people used to always say for all these years, yeah, the white man did this, the white man did that. So I was thinking, because I like to think outside the box, you know? I'm like, damn, y'all really making this white man look like he's smart and cunning. Because if you want to blame everything on him, he surely fooled a lot of people. Okay, and then he took his wife and started fooling people now, to the point where when you look at something we call beauty in this world, if it ain't a white woman beauty, it's not beauty. If it ain't her looking beautiful, it ain't beautiful. Whoa! Some people are saying, why are you saying stuff like that, Delvin? That's not nice. Well, I learned, right? The 6 psychotic people in this world, they will say that my speech is not nice, right? How can my speech not be nice, but what been going on for over 600 years is okay? You have a problem with my speech and what I'm saying, right? But you don't have a problem with what's going on. And that's when I found out that a lot of humans are sick. Because whether it's in America, or whether it's in London, or whether it's in Jamaica, or whether it's in China, or whether it's in Japan, this is not an American problem. This is not a problem with the UK. This is not a problem in China. This is not a problem in Japan or the Caribbean islands or Italy. This is a world problem with human beings. And until people really figure out that, not what's going on, but figure out how we gonna all get out this nonsense is gonna continue to go on the same. For example, how you think that we always crying every 6 months or every month? He was a good dude, man. He ain't had to die. She was good. You know what? All of this is a part of the same plan. Cause you ask yourself, oh, every month or something, you got a new rapper dying. And I remember growing up, right? I'm like, this is coming, like, after Tupac and Biggie, this became like a every 2 months or every 6 months, a rapper dead. Hold on, let me read your comments. Excuse me. Oh, shit. Okay, let me see. That's why our ancestors did dances barefoot because of the energy they created. Yes, Delvin, everything to take our energy, vibration, and frequency away from us. And that's the thing. Our people, like, I don't care if you get offended or not, but it's the truth. You want to pray to a God that's never coming back to save you before you even save your own self and the people that's here on earth? Like, come on, man. I'm not going to give you no fake stuff. And this is how they want you. They will do you dirty here on earth, right? Here on earth in the physical, do you dirty. But you praying for the Jesus they created to come back to save you. How sick and psychotic that is. For you to be praying to somebody they created. Because whether you like it or not, that Caucasian man they call Jesus is not no Messiah and not no Savior. Okay? Because if you want to put it like that, right? I will put it like this. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on, because I'm going to chop. Okay, excuse me. Now, always take certain things, like, for example, I could remember September 11th, 2001 like it was yesterday. One of the craziest things I seen in America. Now, I remember years later after September 11th, right? I remember vividly seeing on TV people jumping out the windows of the Twin Towers. R.I.P. my godmother / Aunt Khadija, I love you. I remember one of her co-workers, one of her sons died in that building. You know, and I remember it was like, it was sick, you know, because when I seen them people on the TV, you seeing people jump out the window, this ain't no movie. This ain't no movie. And for some people that talk about, oh, don't believe everything you see on TV, well, you know what? I was one of them humans and one of them people that was living in New York, where if you in Brooklyn or the Bronx or Queens, you could see the smoke coming from the different boroughs. You could see the smoke in Manhattan. And for the people that was in Manhattan, a lot of people will tell you it was chalk, gray, and white in Manhattan. Okay? Manhattan was gray. And when I looked at that, because I still picture it in my head right now, Where was their God? Where was their God? You know what I seen? Do you know what I seen that day? And it was one of the greatest things I seen in my life in New York City. Okay, because I seen it in Brooklyn. Okay, and if you want to, like, if people want to say, like, Brooklyn is one of the toughest boroughs in New York, well, you know what? I seen people in Brooklyn, all different type of people helping each other, all different type of people showing respect to each other that day. And I will never forget that day, because you know why? This may sound crazy, but this, you know how they always say that it takes funerals and it takes bad things to bring people together? I remember like around 6:30 in Brooklyn, and I'm watching people asking people if they okay, people helping people out, random people helping people out. That made me feel good in New York. That made me feel good being a New Yorker. That made me feel good being a human being. Okay, because I always say this. You people that got... Let me see. Let me take a dollar out of my pocket right now. What does it say in back of the dollar? In God we trust, right? See, me, I'm going to play an a-hole. Which God are you talking about, United States of America? Because we want to be politically correct. Don't tell me Jesus Christ, because that's a lie. Because the thing is, right, they will give humans things to look at when you don't want humans to do real research, because you know that humans ain't going to do real research, because it always get back to the point. And this is why I love to read, because of my mother. And I love to read because it taught me to keep on going. Okay? I remember getting on punishment when I was a little kid, and my mother used to make me read. I hated it at first. But you know what? I started loving it. And it became something good in my life, to where, not being cocky on it, it's just being real. I can't look at certain things without reading it. I don't know how people look at stuff without reading it, but I have that in my mind. When I look at something, it could say close, and I'm going to read it, and I may spell out all of the letters. That's just how my mind was programmed with alphabets and certain things. It reads it out. So, even if I try not to read it, my mind still reads it. Now, I remember thinking, like, okay, plain and simple, you know, if we use common sense right here, we use common sense, right? I say, where was the Jesus Christ? Because the thing is, right, you got to walk with them people that was saving people. Because I'm going to be real, you know, a lot of the saviors in 9/11, you know, whether you people want to talk crap, but a lot of police officers and firemen, okay, saved a lot of lives. And I remember some firemen, they went in on 9/11, okay? A lot of firemen lost their lives on 9/11 so people could stay alive. And some people, they take that for granted. But you know what? I respect that, because you're going to always have a place in my heart and soul. You're going to always be somebody that stand up. Because some people may take it as foolish, but you know what? You don't know how much honor it is in you taking your life to make somebody else live. But as I say, and as I always say, we live in a selfish world where this world don't teach people about life. They only teach people about greed. Okay? It's just like a samurai. He's going to take his own life before the enemy does. Okay? And that's honor. Some of you people will never get that. And that's why I look at people in a certain ways, because I'm never gonna act like I'm perfect, but I live by certain rules, morals, and standards that I'm not gonna break them even for my mother. Okay? And I came out of her belly. But I ain't gonna break my morals and standards and rules and what I live by. Cause it comes to the simple fact. Why do we have rules and why do we have order if we gonna go against what we have? Now, let me get back to the Jesus Christ of the 9/11. Don't ever let them fool you with certain things, because if their God was real, right, you will see miracles of that 9/11. But you know what? You seen regular folks going in them buildings or even standing outside with that water hose, whether it's police cars or it's fire trucks. And they went. And it wasn't even about them doing the job of being a policeman or a fireman or a policewoman or a firewoman. Okay, it wasn't none of that stuff. Hold on, please. Sorry about that. I'm still at work. Now, it was regular folks, as in, it was regular folks, regular people like me, Tina Marie, and open minded, trying to help, you know, trying to help. Because when you look at, we don't got to pick a drastic situation or a crazy situation for you to help. This world is hurt enough by these crazy people where we need to help each other. Okay? They done messed up the world enough. We don't need no more pain in this world. We need this world to be healed more. We don't need no more hurt. I'm never going to come on this internet, or I'm never going to be living and acting like the world ain't a such thing of what we're living in. Okay, I'm never going to be delusional to that, because the ones that play delusional to what we're living in the world, don't worry. Watch you see one day they call you when they need help. Because everybody would like to be talking peaceful or acting like everything is peaceful. But let me say this. It's a lot of stuff going on where the common human don't understand and don't even see, because they think that they're living on earth in a good place. And they told you, and they'll continue to tell you, pray. Jesus Christ is going to save you. Pray. Well, some people will probably think that that's bad, right? Of me saying, pray, Jesus Christ. Let me leave you with something, people, because I'm going to leave this in closing. If you think me saying, pray, Jesus Christ is going to save you, well, what happened to you humans opening your minds and opening your hearts and opening your souls to see that we all are human beings in this universe, and to see that if you really want to look for the Messiah is inside of every single human being living till this day. Okay? So if you want to find the Messiah and not their Jesus Christ, look inside of you and look at other humans, and you will see a savior of all of us in this world uniting together to fight against demons that created craziness. It's plain and simple like that, okay? Because whether you want to talk about America, Jamaica, Antigua, St. Thomas, you have people that's on the top and you have people that's on the bottom praying for a better day. Do you think rich, wealthy people are praying? No, they're not praying, okay? Because they made this situation for people to pray. And they made you not pray as in P-R-A-Y. They turned you into P-R-E-Y. And you're being haunted, okay? You're being hunted, okay? And every day, they take your energy. Every day, they create chaos. Why you think they want something as we call a race issue? No, things are very simple in this world if the common humans see that we don't need to fight over something called stupid color, okay? And while I'm on this YouTube, I'm going to keep beating that down. I don't care how black you think you are. I don't care how white you think you are. I don't care how Indian you think you are. I don't care how Hispanic or Latino you think you are. You are nothing if you can't see the betterment in human beings in this world. Thank you. I'm gone. Tina Marie and Open Minded, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all so much. Everybody else, thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining my life. Thank you. God bless. Much love. Peace and love.